Tonight on BBC London News, 1,000 activists descend on Blackheath to set up a week-long climate camp.
I'll be talking to the climate campers here on Blackheath and finding out what the locals think of their new neighbours.
Also tonight, the scenes which have rocked the world. Good evening and welcome to the programme. Around 1,000 activists have descended on an area affluent in southeast London for what's expected to be a week-long climate camp. Protesters arrived from several areas of the capital to Blackheath late this afternoon. The event and the way it's policed will be closely watched in the wake of the violence at a similar protest during the G20 conference in the city earlier this year. We cross live now to Carl Mercer, who's there for us this evening. Carl.
Yeah, as you can see, the camp is starting to take shape around us here on Blackheath. Maybe up to 2,000 people here, and with the city, or Canary Wharf at least, looking over them in the distance. And it's quite a well-organised affair. You'll see if we swing the camera around, the organisers have set up fences around the whole camp. People still trying to set up their tents here in the wind and the rain. And I'm told it's so well organised, in fact, there are even facilities like a TV studio here. But if we take a look at the top shot of the camp, organisers perhaps maybe a little disappointed that maybe more people haven't come down. But the camp itself, the result, or the end result, of a cat and mouse game that's been going on for weeks with the police. Scotland Yard, of course, angry that they weren't told where this was going to be, nor did the local council know that these 1,000 or so people would be turning up here this afternoon. They only found out at about 2 o'clock. The question for both the council and the police, really, what do they do next? Now, I understand the council are meeting with organisers here tomorrow morning to see what they should do. Police, of course, are patrolling in very low numbers, it has to be said, trying to keep an eye on things. Gareth Thurby, though, has spent the day with some of the protesters.
Ellie Robson is 21. Her parents are doctors and she lives in East Finchley.
I'm very excited about today. There's a lot of unknown things there, so that kind of makes me nervous as well.
She could have gone on summer holiday to Thailand with her parents, but her rucksack has been packed for a different reason.
This is better than going to Thailand for me because it's exciting, it's empowering.
It's an emergency.
Today at midday she joined around 100 protesters at Moorgate. At the same time, others gathered at Stratford and at Waterloo and several other London locations, all waiting for a text message to tell them where the climate camp would be held.
Left out of Blackheath Station, up the hill, bear left onto Hare and Billet Road. Walk to the top and the site is on your right. Woo!
It was a new tactic, designed, it seems, to outmaneuver the police in case they were planning to stop people setting up camp. At precisely the same time, all the groups converged on Blackheath.
Load of workshops.
For a week, are you?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Hope that's okay.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
What we don't know, of course, is whether the police had prior intelligence that this would be the location. But there's no doubt that Blackheath locals were taken completely by surprise.
How are you set up there? I mean, do you have facilities for
Yeah,
food?
we've got compost toilets, we've got kitchens, we've got like solar panels.
The village is very active in terms of conservation.
Oh, wonderful.
I think it's great. It's a great idea.
Much better to be out in the fresh air here on the heath than in central London.
It's just everything you could have wanted.
At the moment, the visible police presence is so low-key, it's almost non-existent. And tonight, the climate camp is going up quickly. Gareth Thurby, BBC London News.
Well, as preparations continue here, one of the camp participants has joined us, Kevin Smith. Kevin, not as many people as you'd have liked, and you're not in the city where you hope to be.
No, we said we were going to be within the M25. There's nowhere in the city where we could set up tents. We always knew it was going to be a green space. And we said there's about 1,000 people who are going to be setting up. There's 1,000 people here. So we're really happy that we're in the throes of setting up a really exciting camp, and it's going to be a great week.
Was it worth the cat and mouse and the cost to the police and the local authority to come here?
Unfortunately, we've had such horrible experiences with the way we've been policed previously. They've done everything in their power in previous years to try and stop the climate camp from from happening.
But it would have been easier. You could have said to them, we're coming to Blackheath, we're going to be peaceful and we're going to stay there away from the city and not cause trouble.
No, the first year we did the climate camp, we tried to legitimately hire land from a farmer. The police went round and said, they're dangerous extremists, you're creating loads of problems. It all fell through. So if we had announced the location, the police would have tried to shut it down. So these are measures that we're being forced into. No one likes the secrecy, but that's just what we had to do to make sure we had this really great climate camp.
Can you really achieve anything here? Or you're that far away, you can only just about see Canary Wharf.
What we're going to achieve is a really exciting week where the people come are going to be inspired, empowered and have a really good time, learn about the issues, get skilled up in taking direct action, and we're also going to be taking direct action in the city against what we see are the root causes of climate change, the type of companies that are polluting, pushing false market solutions like carbon trading.
All right, we'll leave it there, Kevin. I think those arguments very well rehearsed. That camp, as Kevin was saying, going on for another week, and as I said, police patrolling in small numbers, just keeping an eye on events here.
Carl, thanks very much. Carl Mercer there.